Welcome to part 1 of our video series detailing how to construct the Ender 3 Pro 3D printer. Firstly, a key skill in ensuring the 3D printer is constructed and calibrated correctly is understanding how to appropriately fix the rolling mechanisms to the metal frame. By placing the tri-wheel piece onto the metal strut, you can see there is some play in the mechanism. This will need some adjustment. You adjust the mechanism by tightening the lone wheel that sits on the side by itself. Now, by removing the tri-wheel piece and looking down at the specific wheel we mentioned earlier, you can see how to adjust the mechanism. To begin with, you want to find the center line of the bolt. Notice how either side of the spacing nut in this picture is symmetrical compared to the bolt. This means the wheel is in its default setting. Now, if you loosen the spacing nut, then look downward and compare the center line of the bolt to either side of the spacer, you can see it's weighted inwards. This forces the wheel outwards, thereby loosening it. By tightening the spacing nut and then looking downwards to compare the center line of the bolt to either side of the spacer, you can now see it's weighted outwards. This forces the wheel inwards, thereby tightening it. Now you can practice by placing the tri-wheel piece onto the strut. You should start with a loose setting to make placement easy. Then you can gradually tighten the wheel with minute adjustments until there is no play in the mechanism. Be careful not to over-tighten the mechanism, as this can bend the plate and result in low quality prints. The mechanism should glide smoothly when tilted as shown. The bed needs to be on a flat surface, otherwise your x-axis will be printing at an angle, and when you print a circle, it will be a sad oval, and you'll be scared and fail your degree. To check, provide some force on opposite ends of the metal feet as shown. In our case, there is some serious wobble that we need to adjust. Loosen the bolts on one side, then apply force as before to flatten the feet. Then, retighten the bolts and check there is no wobble by applying force as before. If you have done it correctly, the feet should be level as seen here. Now, a similar principle applies to the bed. If we place force on the bed, you can see it is not smooth and there is play in the mechanism. We therefore need to adjust it. Please note the carriage beneath the bed has 4 wheels compared to the tri-wheel one we started the video with. There are multiple cases of similar mechanisms throughout the construction, so it is vital you understand this adjustment process well. Now, you have to adjust the 2 wheels on your chosen side of the carriage mechanism gradually until no play remains. Be very careful not to over-tighten the wheels as before. It can be tricky to see what is going on underneath the bed, so take your time. Finally, check the bed by applying force to either side to see if it wobbles as before. Then tilt the main assembly. If you have done it correctly, the bed should smoothly glide down the strut as shown. You have finished part 1 of constructing the Ender 3 Pro 3D printer. You can now move on to part 2, motor and PSU construction. Thanks for watching.